This is your IELTS examination and this is your speaking test, and in this test you will stay here 14 minutes or more, and you'll face three parts, part 1, 2 and 3. In the part 1 you will be asked about yourself and some familiar topic. Then in the second part you will be given a cue card, and you will also given first 1 minute to write down whatever you need, and then you will be given 1 to 2 minutes to say whatever you want. Okay, then we go to the part 3, and in this part this is the advanced part, and in this part actually it is a discussion part, and in this part you will have to be very argumentative and talk to very carefully. Okay, let's start. Part 1, about your life. What is your name?
My name is Albatul Hussain Amba.
Okay, what is the meaning of your name?
There is some meaning of my name. In Latin, it means life or bird, or in Bangla, the meaning of my name is the ray of sun.
Okay. Do you work or are you a student?
Currently, I'm studying in my A-levels.
Okay, what subject are you studying?
I have taken business and economics as my main subjects.
Why do you want to study that subject?
I feel like these subjects are interesting than other subjects I have studied earlier, and I feel like these subjects can open some better career opportunities for me.
Okay, how long have you been studying English medium study?
I have been studying in English medium for the longest time I have remember, which is from like playgroup, which is kindergarten level.
Okay, let's discuss about a familiar topic, is television. How often do you watch television?
Well, now I don't really have the time to watch television as much, but when I was younger, I used to watch television almost every day and for many hours. But now that we have shifted to digital platforms, and I watch those programs in my smartphone, and I don't really reach for the TV as much.
Okay, so what are you using in your smartphones for the betterment of yourself?
So I use my smartphone for entertainment purposes, along with for intellectual practices, like I can search some information related to my studies and schoolwork given to me, and I can just solve by watching those in my smartphone, and it can help me to better in my studies.
So do you think that this kind of freedom are hampering or is hampering your time and your habit?
Yes, definitely it's hampering my time, because if it was not in smartphone, I would have seek for other options like building my own knowledge by experience. But now that I have the access to searching things and finding the information online, I don't really seek for other information anywhere else, but just depend on smartphone, and it can make a habit of not trying to learn new things and experience it, rather than just getting an easier access by just learning it online.
Okay, our part 1 is over. Now we are going to the part 2, and in this part I have already told you, in the part you will be given a cue card, and at first you will be given 1 minute. Okay, then you will get 2 minutes. There is paper for you, and this is your cue card, and your time starts now. Okay, your time is up. You may say You have 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes to describe. Okay.
So a few months ago, I went to a fine dining restaurant which is called the Renaissance. It's also in many other countries, and it's kind of a food chain, restaurant chain, which is in many countries, and these is like high top quality services this restaurant provides. And I went to this restaurant for a special occasion, which was my little cousin's birthday, and my uncle invited us in that restaurant, which he hosted us basically. So that restaurant is a really big, and the interior is really amazing, which has it has a private pool beside it, and we can stay there because it has rooms for guests also. We can stay there and spend the night also. But I believe that it's a really on the high-end luxury side, which not really is affordable for many people. But I think that if we do spend our money there, we can have a great experience, and it's worth it that way. And I believe that someone should actually visit there once in a while, because the experience is magnificent, and their customer service is amazing, and their quality of food is also nice. We ate like Italian cuisine, like I prefer the Italian Parmesan cheese pasta and spaghetti, and that's always what I eat whenever I go to such restaurants. And we had a really good time with our family.
Okay. Now we are going to the part 3. And in this part, it is a discussion part, and in this part you will be asked some questions related to your part 2. Okay. Let's discuss about food and society. Do you think that people eat healthier food than they did in the past? Why do you think like that? Or what is your opinion about this?
I see people trying to eat healthier, but I don't really think that's actually what they can do because of the nature it has got. Like many pesticide and preservative are being used in these foods. So even if we try to eat healthy, but the source is where it gets polluted and mixed with toxic things. So we can just, even if we wash the food properly, that's not gonna help it make it fresh. But yeah, I see many people trying to eat healthier than before, like few years. But in the past, when there was no preservative and artificial things used in our food, of course not compared to that time, but yeah, I do see people improving in their eating habits in recent years.
So how do you think now we are overwhelming with people, we have a lot of people to be fat? So how can it be possible to make every food without preservation?
So I believe farmers should be given the right subsidies by the government in order to produce these food, because this can get expensive, and if the government does not help the farmers properly, they won't be able to grow the organic and fresh food and vegetables for us to eat. And I think that government plays a huge role in controlling the quality of food, so they should be responsible in order to make our food habits better.
Okay, now let's ask another question. How important do you think is it for families to eat meals together?
I believe that it is definitely important to eat food and meals with our family at least once a week, because it brings the family close, and it can help us share our feelings and what we are feeling. It can help us de-stress from the hectic life we lead. And some people also get depressed and they don't have anyone to share. If families don't come together, they won't be able to solve each other's problem and hear what we feel, what each other feel. And it's definitely important to look for ourselves and have a time together even once a week, at least once a
Okay,
week.
okay. What effects has modern technology had on the food we eat?
Well, not really modern technology, but also our habits has changed because of these technologies. Like we often order food online because we have the access to do so through online. So if that makes us eat more fast food or preserved food, and we don't actually cook home cooked meals and eat fresh foods because of that. And also because of technology and the way crops can be grown through artificial systems, like we can mimic the natural food process, and we can make the scientists can make food according to people's liking. I think that's a positive thing to do, because by that we can make use of crops we earlier couldn't use because of the taste or the quality of it. But now that technological advancement has been made to make food taste better and grow food according to people's liking, so we can make use of that food, that crop items.
Okay, now let's discuss about restaurants. Where do people go to restaurants when they want to celebrate important occasions? And this kind of trend nowadays are very available.
I feel like organizing at home can be sometimes difficult because we have to decorate and invite everyone, and it can make the house messy also, and it
And
takes a lot
management.
management, and it's hard to manage and clean up, and everything can be hard for people who are trying to organize a party. But when we are organizing at hotels, everything is being made for us and decorated. If we just pay a certain amount for them, we don't have to worry about the cleaning or the way it can be made. We can just show them, and it's much easier and convenient this way. And people can just come because most restaurants are known, and a home address is not really known by people, and it can get difficult to reach at a person's home rather than in a restaurant, which is much more easier. We can just look up in a map, Google map or any online maps, we can just reach there without any hustle. And that's why I feel like it's getting more into trend nowadays.
But always there is a problem about food when any occasions are managed or held at home. Everybody was there. There are cares, there are loves, affections. But when we make it, or when we make any kind of celebrations professionally, we don't find this. So, do you think that food prepared at home is always better than in restaurants?
Personally, for me, I would always say that food at home tastes and feels much better than foods in restaurants, because it has the touch and the love and affection of our closed one, and that could and restaurant made foods or made by even big huge chefs and celebrity chefs can't even beat that on that affection and love. The taste it gives, the home cooked meals are much more delicious than restaurant only. Rather it be any fancy cuisine, but home cooked meals will always be the preference I would prefer.
Okay. Which are more popular in your country, fast food restaurants or traditional restaurants? And why do you think?
I would say the place where I live, there are more fast food restaurants than traditional restaurants, but in much urban areas, traditional restaurants are still more popular because we don't really see like many stalls there. But in my city, there are many stalls and fast food restaurants or even shops around me. So I believe that it's getting more popular in my country, Bangladesh. Fast food restaurants are getting more recognition and are used for its convenience more by people.
Okay, thank you very much. Our part 3 is done, and in this examination you will get bandage for 7.5. So you actually you are able to get more band score, but you have to be very careful about your argumentative level. You are not habituated of this, but you know the language as far as I think. So be careful about your argumentation and detailed reasoning. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.